All right. Hi, everyone. Oh, wow. Look at this. Can y'all hear me? Can you see me? This is my first live stream on my new computer. Um, I'm not live yet. Huh. What's going on? Hello? Uh-oh. What's going on? There I am. Hey. Took a minute. Wow, look at this is fancy. All right. Awesome. It took a few minutes. There seems to be quite a delay. All right. And I end of the trees. I can't look at myself because I'm way off. So anyway, my Starlink is a little obstructed. If we haven't, if we have a really bad buffering, let me know and I can maybe switch to my cell phone. Wow, look at everyone who's here. Okay, I need to pop out my chat. Hold on 1 second so that I can not. This is going to be super casual, off the cuff. So 84% of you are happy about the verdict. 12% of you are not happy, and 3% aren't sure. So this, like I was saying, this is going to be really off the cuff today, and really casual, very casual. Gosh, I feel like I haven't done a live stream in forever, and I'm kind of like discombobulated. I'm like, why can't we talk back and forth? Weird. Anyway, let me start by saying hi. Hi to Julia. Hello, Sarah. Hey, Richard. Thank you for being here. And Ralph, my two moderators. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There may be some moderating to be done tonight. I have been moderating my comments a lot in the last 24 hours. It's weird. I don't know why I'm feeling really weird about the one-way conversation right now. I do it all the time. Uh, Sarah, hi Di, it's good to see you. Hey Sylvie, it's good to see you. One more mile, it's good to see you. You must be a hiker. Hey Jean, I'm sorry, Jane, it's good to see you. Hey, Ralph, again. Hey, you've been quiet. I was a little worried about you. It's good to see you. Hey, Sally, good to see you. And Tippy, nice to see you. Van Gogh, Betsy, the law rules. Yes, it does. SRS Mom, hey, it's good to see you. Joyby, wow, we've got a pretty good crowd. Oh, hey, Edie, yay, good to see you. And thank you also for being a moderator. And Catherine T, hello. Stacy, Jones, I'm just worried that they're going to use this as a rowing cry because Trump supporters don't really care about what he does. It's all somebody else's fault. Yeah, I know. We're gonna talk a lot about we got a lot to talk about. Uh Let me see. Hi Catherine. Hi Donna Duffy. And Donna Duffy. Why is your name Donna Duffy? Good to see you very often. It's really nice to see you. Barbara, Jean. Hey, good to see you. Stacey Jones. Not rowing, a rallying cry, okay. I thought maybe it was a term I never heard of. Prima de Moro, oh, good to see you. Hey, Kathy. So, SRS, honestly, I feel like he'll get away with it anyway and not lose a single supporter. I agree. So, he's not gonna lose anybody, and in fact, they're gonna double down, and I'm already seeing it in my comments. Uh, I I posted that T-shirt this morning, and I debated about it for, about an hour before I posted. Celebrating his conviction could be viewed as celebrating somebody's misfortune, and that's how I understand it. Not to mention, of course, a lot of people are really pissed off that we're celebrating it. There so Doxy RV Mama, we're gonna talk about that in a minute too, about he fundraised 32 million overnight. I don't believe it's all from small fundraisers. But questions I wanted to ask all of you. Number 1, let me ask you, what do you think about celebrating this? So we're celebrating, and this is where I think a lot of people, and maybe even we, kinda get a little where we lose sight of I don't wanna say we lose sight. Nobody is enjoying this, right? None of us are enjoying this. Aaron gets his email newsletter, it's been nonstop. Oh, wow, wow. And the Dems can fundraise off it too. Yeah, I've been getting bombarded with Democrats, and I already contribute monthly to Biden and also, like, Act Blue or something, and they don't stop. But we're not celebrating, but finally subject to the rule of law, and the jury has spoken, and we're tired of Trump. Shot shot Bubba. Oh, Bubba! Yay! I see you on Twitter a lot. It's good to see you here. Schadenfreude, how do you say that word? You guys can't, and what does that mean exactly? Schadenfreude, I've heard it. Is strong, unfortunately. As far as I'm concerned, he brought this on himself. Reap what you sow. Dancing in the streets. Oh, I hope to see you in a half hour. We'll still be here. Barbara Jean, exactly, and I have a lot of anxiety, I'm not happy, but I'm glad. Exactly. So this is how I see it, there's a couple people I follow on Twitter who said it the where does it the gay guy candle company, I follow him, and he said it beautifully. We have all been traumatized by Trump over the last 8 years. We have been traumatized by his lies, and sitting back and watching what he's doing to this country and how he alone has caused so much division. It's funny how they say Obama created division. And I think all of us have some PTSD. I'm not gonna lie, and I think especially survivors and people who have been in abusive relationships, I've gotten to the point now where the sight of him is giving me a physical reaction. I cannot listen to him. Anybody else? PTSD. Yeah, anybody else? Trauma. And is anybody else kind of feeling like this physical reaction to seeing him and hearing him? So, and I think where we're coming from, it's not that we wanna see half the country suffer, it's that we are celebrating a tiny, tiny win for our country, for our democracy. Our country, he has bent and bowed and stressed every institution since he came on the scene, and finally, look what's happened to Eileen Cannon. Look at how she's been delay, delay, delay. Look at the Supreme Court. Finally, it took New York and these 12 jurors to finally bow, not bend, not break under all of the MAGA pressure to finally have some semblance of normalcy and to hold a criminal accountable. And it's a sad day in America that a former president has been charged with so many crimes and convicted, and he's found guilty again. Let's not forget, this is the second time. I mean, you're not allowed to say in a civil trial that he's been guilty. In a civil trial, it's liable. But wasn't it a jury also in the civil trial of E. Jean Carroll who found him liable for rape? This guy's a fucking criminal. Why can you not see it? And I'm not supposed to say that RAPE word, I'm gonna get demonetized. But how can you not see what a criminal my mom and I were talking about it. We all our lives, he had, um hi. He had, Atlantic City growing up in New York, we all knew he was a criminal and a con artist and a scumbag. And so the celebration is not that we're happy that his supporters are suffering. That we're happy that in our minds, democracy is still has a chance. And on their side, though, they're believing all the lies Trump is telling them and think that this signals the end of democracy because we went after a political rival. I don't know. The gaslighting, Barbara, yes. Gaslighting your whole life, and now him, and it's sickening. Yes, exactly. But we did need to help him lose bad. Yeah. It's like the emperor's new clothes. How can people not see the evil liar he is? I feel like I'm being punked. SRS mom. No shit, right? That's it. I know. It's mind-boggling and it's sad. I wanna throw up every time I hear his voice. He enrages me. One More Mile. Donna Duffy says she wants to throw up. Um, absolutely. What is there to celebrate? Randy wants to know, what is there to celebrate? The only celebration should be when he's disqualified from holding office as president. You know, for me, like I just said, the celebration is that one court in our land withstood the pressure. You know, we've seen our Supreme Court be completely compromised, seen district courts across the country, like Eileen Cannon, being completely compromised. We have seen states whose election officials have bowed under the pressure of MAGA. We have seen Congress, the House. Look at Mike Johnson coming out today with his lies. So many people who are supposed to be standing up for our country and our constitution have completely they're fascist. So the celebration is in this tiny sliver of hope New York's court gave us today, that our democratic institutions are going to hold and are going to do their job to hold a criminal accountable, because no other institution so far has been able to do it. Wasn't E. Jean Carroll also New York? New York, yay. Hey, that's where I am. Hey, New York. So, yeah, a lot of you are feeling the same way. Our justice system is still in place. Exactly, Susan. Yes. We have to get term limits for the Supreme Court. Yeah, no kidding. What I'm hoping is that Biden will win and will win all three branches. We'll win all three houses. We'll win Senate, we'll win the House, and we'll win the presidency. And then Biden is going to need to do the Democrats and Biden are going to need to do some serious overhaul. We need to expand the Supreme Court. I'd love to get rid of the electoral college, but that's going to take a constitutional convention and two-thirds of the states to be able to do that, I believe. And that's not going to happen. We can't get two-thirds of it. We still have to ratify the Equal Rights Amendment, for God's sake. We're not going to be able to get two-thirds of the states to agree to getting rid of the constitutional convention, which benefits a third or half of those. The yeah, whatever. You know what I mean. Not sure how much Trump talk I can take tonight. Already feeling pukey, Cindy. I get it. I know. I know. I know. We all have PTSD. Our justice system is still in place. Yep. Got the Apprentices movie coming up. Should do voter registration at the theaters. Oh, is that the movie that he's been trying to block? That's gonna come to theaters? That's a really good idea. Now that, so Sarah says, "Now that he's been convicted, I don't mind seeing his face. It makes me laugh. What a sad loser." Yeah, I couldn't watch his presser. I kinda wanted to after I saw everybody talking about it because he's losing it and he's got dementia, but I know Mike Johnson is a piece of work, isn't he? Rhino is what Republicans have become under T. Exactly. Exactly. This election is going to suffer because of this. Susan, I am so worried. I'm so worried. I know, Prima. I will never understand how they don't see it. I know. I know. I know. Hi, Robin. I'm celebrating. This has been a long time coming. Hallelujah, sister. I know. I get it. Bubba says MAGA seems to ignore that this was a jury's verdict and not the of the White House. Also, it wasn't a federal court. It wasn't a federal legal system. It was a state legal system. Biden had nothing to do with it. It was completely nothing federal about it. And yes, to your point, and he's out there saying I couldn't get a fair election in New York because they're not because they're all Democrats. That doesn't matter. he thinks he can't get a fair trial unless they're all wearing red hats. Yeah, right? How do we get term limits? How do we keep it equal? I think term limits, I think, would also have to be a constitutional amendment. Or that's a good question. I don't know about that. Um, Term limits for everyone. Yes. Bubba, frankly, I was shocked he was convicted. I'm glad he was, but I'm sure didn't think a jury was gonna convict him on all counts. I was nervous. So let me talk a little bit. I don't is anybody else going through this? I Ever since the trial ended, and I've been keeping tabs, like when does it end? When did the jury go into deliberations? As soon as they found out they were in deliberations, I was glued to my phone, glued to the computer, and then yesterday morning, when I heard that there was a verdict, I was in front of my computer and I'm like, I'm not leaving. I had like three different live streams, news live streams on YouTube, because I don't have TV. I watch everything on YouTube and waiting for one of them to announce. And I first heard it on an MSNBC live stream and I scared Sadie. I yelled so loud. I was so happy, and I have not been able to do anything since. My phone completely out the window. I've been glued to social media, going down rabbit holes, arguing with people, trying to explain to Trump supporters why this is a good thing for them too, and I got a lot of fuck yous today on my channel. I'm unsubscribing. Okay, yeah, like I didn't see that coming. I know. Okay, bye. Um, but yeah, Bubba, I was holding my breath. I was so afraid he wasn't gonna get convicted. I was so afraid they were gonna I'm kinda surprised, to be honest with you, and I'm kinda surprised they found him guilty on every single charge. Randy, the Supreme Court lost faith in them with the Bush v. Gore debacle. Oh my god, yes. However, I hold out hope, very little. I know, I think we all do, Randy, and I think that's exactly what yesterday's verdict gave us. I think it gave us all, we need to reinstate Roe v. Wade. He's and Sally says he's scraping to find some grounds for appeal. Judge Merchan was very careful. Oh, I saw something really fun just a little while ago. So he's gonna be appealing to the New York circuit, blah, 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 blah. It's 5 black women, 5 black judges, female, all black women judges is where he's going to be appealing to. Not that they can't be, um, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, they're gonna be fair and balanced, but I just think that's just beautiful. I just think it's beautiful. I don't understand how a woman in the US could vote for him. Know. I know women who just think he's dandy. A lot of it is religious people and abortion. They would rather save an unborn baby. I was thinking about this yesterday. Here's what I think. I kind of had a new thought on that. It's a lot of religious women and a lot of these MAGA voters are one issue voters and a lot of them are abortion. A lot of them are guns, NRA. But here's what I think. uh, How little you must think of who have bought into this bullshit that you're murdering babies. They have also bought into the idea that their life doesn't matter, that their choices don't matter. They have bought into the idea that they don't have a right to autonomy over their own bodies. They have bought into that their body, their reproductive, their womb it is up for grabs for somebody else to make decisions for. They have bought into the idea that their purpose on this earth is to pop out babies, and how dare they wish or hope for anything more. And that to me is tragic, right? You got to think that to vote MAGA, to vote Republican on one issue as a woman. Does that ring true to anybody? How a woman must feel about herself? It's like internalized misogyny, right? It's like internalized misogyny. If you wouldn't be able to vote, you would understand what this is really about, that it's really about control. And that a tiny clump of cells, while tragic, you know, and then maybe if we had more systems in place, free healthcare, maternity leave, birth control, more research on women's reproductive health, etc., there would be less abortion. Actually, that's a fact. But instead of focusing on that, they focus on making this tiny clump of cells more important than their entire lives. Yes, Cheryl, I see you. It's hard to read and talk at the same time. And if you come down with cancer or Alzheimer's, then who takes care of the kids? And they really care about. They don't care about that. It's about control. And I saw a statistic the other day that the majority of black women in basically these anti-abortion laws are going to kill black women, mostly black women. And you got to wonder, is that by design? Because most of the black women who get have the high, oh, most of the states that are enacting abortion, the strictest abortion laws, have the highest mortality rates for women, for black women in pregnancy. So let me say that again. This Most of the states with the strictest anti-abortion laws have the highest rates of mortality for pregnant black women. So if black women get pregnant and die because they can't have an abortion, that's what's happening. You got to wonder. It's just more of the same. Oh well. eh, Or is that by design? Yeah, Barbara, it's absolutely by design. Yep. And that's right, Sarah. And the the maternal ma- thank you. I can't say that. Maternal mortality rate is already high. I think it's one of the highest in the world, right? I think black women maternal mortality in the United States is one of the highest in the world. It is about race, Cheryl. You can't say it's not about race when a lot of these laws affect one race. Yes, they want to control all of us. I agree. But if a byproduct of that is to kill off some black people, okay, I think it is about race. If I had the ability to move out of this country, I definitely would, Prima. I get that. All right, dinner time for me. Thank you for being here, Ralph. Good to see you. Enjoy your dinner. What about the woman that had a healer and she had to go to court to get her abortion and she almost died? Yep, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care if women die, but they really don't care if black women die. They really don't care if women die. And think about the women who are okay with this. How little they think about themselves. I mean, I just don't understand. Oh, bye. See ya on X. Thank you for being here, Bubba. I appreciate it. I agree. There should be laws for penises. Peni. Peni? Bye, Ralph. Bye, Bubba. It is about control. It is for sure. But we can't deny also that we still have a very white supremacist element in our society. And I just and misogynist, definitely, absolutely for sure. And I really do think it's about controlling women, but I still also think that the powers that be are like, okay, well, if these laws that kill women kill a few black women, oh well. I think maybe if white women died at the rates that black women do, then maybe, just maybe, there might be a little bit of a different take on it. Maybe they wouldn't be so quick to ban abortions if all these black women who were dying were white. Just something to think about. I'm I'm getting tons of fun, and unfortunately, a lot of people have bought into this hysteria that people are criminals. Those horrible brown people are crossing the border, the southern border. People really think that's a bigger problem than it is. They're literally hysterical about it. Sarah Dicks. There you go. Sarah and I talked about that a lot. We were in Mexico and, about it in videos as well. The hysteria over people south of the border is ridiculous. I think that I think MAGA and Fox News has succeeded in, uh, making people to forbid we can have a president that rapes women in dressing rooms and hires porn stars because they look like his daughter, but, heaven forbid we should have a man who dresses in a who likes to wear dresses. I don't know. I don't know. He also made it racism okay. Right, exactly, Sally. He made it okay to be racist out loud again, right? Craig, one wonders how the Republican would respond to pregnancy of a white girl was accused on a black male. Tulsa, Black Wall Street. Exactly. Yep. Yep. The Tulsa Black Wall Street was such a tragedy. I heard of another one recently too. I don't remember what it was though. I'm buffering. Is it really bad? Am I still around? Are you guys is it all right? I can play. Not too bad. Okay. So far we seem to be holding up. Um, it's okay. Thank you, Prima. Just once in a while. Okay. Thank you for letting me know though. Thank you. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Unfortunately, uh, what I'm seeing more and more interviews with young people saying they're voting the Israel thing, the tragedy in Israel. That whole thing is tragic. I don't wanna be dismissive by calling it the Israel thing, and I apologize for that, but yeah, the war in Israel and all the horrible things that are happening, that is really affecting young people are saying that they're gonna vote for Trump because they are calling they're accusing Biden of supporting genocide or participating in genocide. So, uh I it scares me a little bit. I understand. I mean, Gaza and Israel has been a challenge for decades and decades and decades, and I don't know. And maybe Biden hasn't handled it perfectly, but to throw away our entire country or think that Trump is going to handle it any better is pretty sad. Hi, Amanda. It's actually an evangelical teaching that a woman's body is not her own, is her husband's and God. Oh my God. Wow. Really? They actually teach women that? Oh, that is so sad. That is so sad. I guess that might also explain why they don't think Trump raping someone is a big deal. That kind of makes sense. No, don't vote for Kennedy. Vote for Biden. Why would you wanna vote for Kennedy? Voting for Kennedy is voting for Trump. You gotta vote for Biden. Kennedy is a whack job. Netanyahu needs to go. Yeah, he does. I think so too. No Kennedy, no Kennedy. Why would you vote for Kennedy? Where are you? Lisa Richards, you're a regular viewer. Why would you vote? Kennedy is a freaking whack job. A brain ate half of his worm. A worm ate. It's late here for me. It's 7 o'clock. A worm ate half of his brain. Why would you vote for Kennedy? That's right, Sarah. He's missing half of his brain or a chunk of his brain. Oh boy. I don't think you really want to be here, Granny. Grammy. All right. No Kennedy. Thank you, Richard. No, wrong audience for that crap. Not Trump or Biden. Wow. Lisa, a vote for Kennedy is a vote for Trump. So if you don't like our country anymore, an appeal. Hi, Sally. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Um, an appeal is the legal process to ask a higher court to review a decision by a judge in a lower court because you believe the judge made a mistake. It's not like exactly. Sally, thank you for the super chat, and yes, thank you for that statement. Exactly. You don't like the verdict. I often wonder, did anybody else do this? His defense was so horrible. And the judge was even like, "Don't you want to object to that?" I mean, if MAGA people ever got any real news, they would realize the freaking judge was actually bending over channel. I liked the videos where I could really dive into the research and really feel like I was teaching and bringing something different to the table, and I just don't have time to do that in my life right now. But, these live streams every once in a while, I you guys like these live streams, right? But anyway, what was I saying? I was wondering if maybe Trump's horrible defense was a strategy for appeal. Can't you appeal based on bad lawyering? Hey, Trisha G. Here, a court can refuse an appeal. Oh, yeah, they can refuse appeals here. Separation of church and state. Yes. Sylvie, yes. Ineffective counsel. Jane, yes, very good. From our Australian friend. Ineffective counsel. So he could actually appeal based on ineffective counsel. And I was wondering if that might have been their strategy with the how stupid they were, and with the judge having to be like, dude, you need to challenge that. Prima, of course. I was thinking earlier today, even though I was feeling tired and I was feeling like I don't really know if I have the energy to be on, I was like, I need a channel for this energy. So thank you for allowing me this opportunity. Um, yeah, I don't have a lot of people that I can do this in real life at the moment where I can talk stuff like this. So thank you, Prima. So I know, right? How many lawyers did Trump fire through the court? Right, unbelievable. But maybe they figured out they were on the wrong side. They figured out they weren't going to get paid. Trump never pays his people. Oh, there might be aurora borealis tonight. Ooh, I have clear skies at the moment. I didn't know they were going to be. Oh, I'm going to go out and look. Thank you, JC. All right. Oh, thank you so much, Donna. I am a Republican saying vote for Biden. Thank you. I miss real Republicans. I miss God, remember when we thought George W. was bad? I mean, he was, but remember when we were like, the world is over, he won, and he didn't win. That election was stolen too. But I miss normalcy. I miss Republicans who didn't think Democrats were the enemy and vice versa. I miss that. I miss our normal country. I miss that we had a Congress at least tried to pretend they were willing to work together. Mitch McConnell really screwed up our whole Congress with his filibustering and his what's the word I'm looking for? His obstructionism. So, yeah, I miss the good old days. So thank you, Di. The GOP needs to grow a set and where did it go? And refuse to nominate a convict. They won't. I gotta wonder if Putin has some dirt on all of them. I'm starting to think that Putin has been playing a game. He's former KGB. Remember, this is what I studied in college. Former KGB who always wanted to put the Soviet Union. I've been saying this for decades, not decades, but I've been saying it for a long time that Putin wants is old KGB and he wants to put the Soviet Union back together, and that's what he's doing. Crimea, the Ukraine. Who are they saying there's going to be somebody next? I just saw an interview with the woman who runs the country, but and I wouldn't be surprised if their intelligence has been gathering dirt on American politicians for a decade longer. I think Trump has probably been in his pocket for a very long time. I mean, his need for money and all his business failures, and the only way he was able to get loans was through like foreign banks and a lot of Russian banks. Yeah, that shit's dirty. Mhm. Um, but anyway, yeah. So Putin wants to put the USSR back together, and he's got dirt on all of these American um politicians. sh- They're they're doing his bidding. I really think, like, especially Lindsey Graham. They got something big on Lindsey Graham, and he's using them to further his goal, which is to expand the Soviet Union again. And if he gets Trump in office again, that's exactly what he's going to do. He's got free reign. Trump has already said he doesn't care what Russia does. Russia's going to have free reign to start invading all the countries on their western border and taking them over again. Trump will take away any aid to Ukraine, so he'll get Ukraine, and this is why it's so important for us to defend Ukraine and to support Ukraine. We need to protect our allies, because this is what's going to happen. It's going to take over all those other countries, get big and powerful again, and guess who's going to be next? The United States. People don't understand international relations and why it's so important to have allies and why NATO is so important. They just don't get it. He's going to try to pull us out of NATO again. Exactly. Thank you, JC. Yes. Yes. Absolutely a dirty guy. MAGA. Stacy Gilbert Stacy Gilbert, former State Department worker. I don't know who that is. I don't know what that I mean, I don't know what the point of that is. Remember GP, I'm a solid Democrat. My dad wouldn't allow Republican in his house. Ineffective assistance of counsel. There we go. Thank you, Linda. The last Republican was Eisenhower. Wow. Sarah said that world would be different if Al Gore oh my god, if Al Gore became president and if Hillary Clinton had not had the election stolen. Trump stole the 2016 election with Putin's help. That's what yesterday's verdict was all about. He influenced the 2016 election, and he did he he conspired to suppress information that would affect the election. Remember all the emails? Oh my god. He stole the 2016, so Al Gore should've was the rightful winner of that election, and Hillary Clinton was the rightful winner. This is part of the reason we need to get rid of the stupid electoral college. You know, everybody's every every conservative I've ever heard defending the electoral college, and I find this really fascinating. I just heard it on talk radio in my travels recently. If we don't have the electoral college, we're gonna have mob rule. Do we really want mob rule? Do we really want a true majority? Then we're gonna have all the cities running the country. So instead, we have minority rule holding us all hostage. Is that any different? Right? I mean, it's kind of weird. That why not have mob rule? Yeah. Hanging Chad, oh my god, the stupid hanging Chad. Yeah, I remember the hanging Chad. The hanging Chad, and guess who got to make that important decision? What was his name? Jeb. Jeb Bush in Florida. What was his role in it? He was like the governor of Florida, and he had some role in it besides the Supreme Court. That's right. Cities don't vote, land doesn't vote, people vote. That is democracy. Well said. Exactly. But that's the thing. That is the story. My words aren't coming to me very well tonight, but that's the story that conservatives have been told to fear the people in the city that when my kids go to the city, they come back all liberal and gay with black friends. That's bad. And so they've been taught to fear city people that and the cities want to ruin our rural area. And actually a lot of it. And I experienced this in Tennessee several years ago. The people who live in rural areas get really upset that the city people come in and change their way of life. They start swarming these areas and property taxes go up, and there's a Starbucks on every corner and it doesn't look the same, it doesn't feel the same. The voting, the people who represent them start looking a little different, and they start uh, advocating for inclusivity and things like that, and they can't handle it. And I said this recently in a live stream on my other channel. Studies have shown that conservatives don't like change. And so when they are thinking about city people, or they see city people coming into their small towns and bringing change, they can't handle it. They don't like change. So, yeah, so the city people are the enemy, and we can't have the city people running the country, voting for president. Moldova, yes, I think that was the one. Bubba, thank you. KGB never dies. Yeah, I mean, you can leave the KGB, but the KGB doesn't leave you. He's old KGB. And they're sneaky, and they're sly, and they've got yeah, and they're ruthless. The electoral college is working as intended. Exactly. Exactly. He has ripped off contractors all his life. I know. I know, and that's what I was telling people in comments today who were making this victory for democracy. He has been a criminal before he ever became president. University and ripping off contractors and denying housing to black people. I mean, he's been an asshole his whole life. I mean, it's not just about being an asshole, he's a criminal. This isn't about a witch hunt. This isn't about trying to steal an election the way he stole an election and tried to steal another election. He stole 2016 with the help of Putin. He tried to steal 2020. No one is trying to steal 2024. Right. Yeah. But he's trying to make everybody believe that this is about the election. It's not. It's about finally holding a criminal to account for his crimes. And he's got 94 indictments still to face. And that's why he wants to be president. The only reason he wants to be president is number one is to use the United States as a bargaining tool and a piggy bank. And number two, to stay out of freaking jail. It's the only reason he wants to be president again and to do Putin's bidding so that he can keep making money for him and his family. And so that Ivanka can keep getting Chinese patents and Jared can keep making millions off the Saudis. I mean, come on. They do, Kathy. They fear anyone who is different from them. I agree. And unfortunately, that's what Fox News holds on to. They peddle. That's what they specialize in, making them stay afraid. Sad. Greg Browning, I will agree with small town America on chain stores. Oh, I totally agree. There's a lot. I agree that progress needs to look a lot different. I hate how commercial capitalist progress looks. I totally agree with you. I wish instead of bringing in the chain stores and the Walmarts, we could find a way to revamp the downtowns, the quaint little small downtowns, and preserve the preserve the area for what it is. I mean, I travel across the country and it's disgusting that everything looks the same. So I agree with you there, Craig. Uh, so Trisha, I did everybody see her name? My pitbull wears PJs. She said I experienced that in small town I used to live in, even though I was even though it was the county seat, it was still dunk and completely red. Ugh. Yeah. There is something to be said about not taking over, not being taken over by corporations like Starbucks. People, small businesses go out of business. I totally, exactly. It should be done, and it's developers. That's not the people's fault who are moving in. It's developers. I mean, if they want to, if these small town uh, natives don't like what their cities are turning into, then show up at county commission meetings or state whatever, the whoever decides what goes where. Get more active in politics. It's not the city people bringing in the Walmarts, it's the developers, it's Walmart. So, advocate against it. In fact, somewhere, I can't talk about where, but somewhere that I know in New York, they have advocated, "We don't want a Walmart here. We do not want Walmart here," and there is not a Walmart. So, it can be done, and it just takes people. I also was listening to some news, something earlier today, that I think a lot of Americans, and I've talked about this before, that on different videos about what it means to be a patriot. America has forgotten that being an American, being a patriot is not just a right, it's a responsibility. And we can't just sit back and maybe vote every couple years and expect everything to be as we want. We need to be more involved. We need to be more active. Being a citizen of this country is responsibility. And part of that responsibility is educating yourself on how the government works, educating yourself on history, educating yourself on what your politician, where they're getting their money, where your candidates are getting their money, and educating yourself on your local laws and what you can get involved in. And I think, unfortunately, I think America and Americans were known for being complacent. It's not just us, probably the whole world. We have phones in our hands, and I'm guilty as hell. Phones in our hands 24/7, computers 24/7, and we have gotten really too complacent, and we have forgotten the responsibility of being a citizen. And if we don't like things, get off our asses and change them. So, yeah. So that's my rant about city people. All right. When the Soviet Union fell, we encouraged Russia to be more capitalist, but not necessarily democratic. Well, yeah, Gorbachev, I mean, Reagan and Gorbachev were pretty buddy buddy. I think just being another superpower, I don't think we had a lot of influence like we thought we did in some of the smaller countries where we, went in and occupied them and tried to force them into capitalist democracies. But I think Russia, in its history of the Soviet Union, I think it's just a lot harder to break. There was so much corruption and so much, a country, yeah, I guess a country like that with all of the baggage of their history, I think it's going to take some time. Although Germany did it, but I don't think Germany had the decades that Russia did. And they also weren't as a superpower, but I don't know. All right. I'm reading a bio about Angela Merkel, Angela, and the beginning of the chapter called Enter Trump is the quote, "He who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities." Very, very, very true. He who can make you okay, let me say that again. He who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. Hitler, Hitler. Kinda interesting, isn't it? So many of us always said, "How did anyone let Hitler come into power?" And unfortunately, in our lifetime, we have come to see how. But I love that quote. Thank you for sharing that. Bone spurs. I know, right? I know. I think my hometown was the only one that drove McDonald's out. Wow, locals did not support it during the off season. Oh, wow. That's cool, Edie. Patriots hold government accountable. Excellent. Yes, they do. They don't just sit around and bitch about it. Shoot up beer cans. Susan, unfortunately, I don't live there anymore. Okay, you guys are all talking amongst yourselves. Abortion is not listed in the good book. It's not mentioned in the 612 laws of Exactly, it's not. And in fact, aren't there you sound like someone who knows the Bible. Puledu? Puledu? Is that your name? Uh, Thank you for that. In fact, aren't there passages in the Bible where God uh basically tells a woman or makes a woman abort? Yeah, I just heard something recently. Any Bible and the people, anybody here who knows the Bible? I tried reading the Bible and I couldn't. Jill Stein is also a vote for Trump. And no, he cannot pardon state charges. No, but he can definitely make things disappear. People, places, institutions. Yeah. There are instructions in the Bible on how to abort a pregnancy. No way. Hi, in Mexico. Hi, Brian. Brian, you're in Mexico? Oh my gosh, you're celebrating. What do you think? Oh, you're celebrating this. Of course you are. Bubba, civics class should be high school graduation requirement. Too many people don't understand how the country actually works. Agreed. Agreed. I mean, isn't it? Don't we all learn that? I learned it in high school. But I really didn't learn I hated history in high school. Hated it, hated it, hated it. I didn't fall in love with history until college, and that's why it was part of my major. I know it's confusing. My full major was political economy of industrialized societies, which was interdepartmental. I studied history, economics, political science. So if you hear me say I studied history, you'll be like, wait a minute, didn't you study political science? Yes. Didn't you study a little economics? Yes. And a little bit of international relations, even. And my focus was Russia and the Cold War and and the relations between the United States. In case you didn't know, yes, my focus in college was the Cold War and Russia. Go Cal! That's right, go Bears. That's right. Did you went to Cal too, didn't you, JC? All right. Um, I'm concerned that young voters are disengaged. My concern is that they're not disengaged, that Israel has gotten them engaged. I don't know. Well, I will say uh, there's one young person in my life, and I tried to have a conversation with her after Roe v. Wade was overturned, and she didn't want to hear it. Didn't want to hear it. Totally disengaged. Totally doesn't care. She's 22. She's a woman, and I'm worried. And it really kind of saddens me that she's so apathetic and just doesn't care. It's like I don't care about politics. How can you not care? I don't know. I probably didn't care about politics. Although I was just gonna say I probably didn't care about politics when I was 22 either, but that's not true. I think I told you in the last live stream, I wrote my first letter to the editor about a NIMBY thing in when I was 18 or 19. So I've always been a social justice warrior. Yes, JC. Yes, you also went to Cal. Yay, go Bears! I tell women and men to read The Red Tent. It tells the old-fashioned why of how childbirth was done. All my social we called it social studies. And unfortunately, we don't pay teachers enough, so we're not, like, always necessarily getting the best. So, I had the most engaging and maybe I was older and I could appreciate why it mattered more, but I loved history in college. Absolutely loved it. Anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. Yeah, that is getting confused a lot. People think that just because you criticize, Netanyahu that you're, um, a Nazi. It's not how it works. Hi, Sylvie, thank you so much for being here. Us, thank you, thank you, thank you. Guy political leaders. Oh, real bad guy political leaders aren't they're Disney. They claim to be protecting their countrymen of foreign impurities. Absolutely. Well said. That is so true. That is so true. Try Adam Mockler beyond his years. Okay. All right. All right. Anything if you don't care about politics, politics might become interested in you. Yeah. I know. Actually, I yeah, have some ideas about that for later, but anything else y'all wanna talk about? Seems like it's kinda winding down a little bit. We're all winding down a little bit. Sally, alright. What else do you wanna talk about? Catherine, my son's 21 and just finished his sophomore year at university. He's things I was gonna ask you guys. So, what do you, I'm thinking, what do you tell people who think like I'm seeing a lot of people who say you just don't understand. How can you not see what's going on in this country? Because they really buy into Trump's lies that um that this is just a witch hunt to that this is all orchestrated by Biden to take down his political opponent. What do you say to that? I know Michelle Obama's mother passed. I know that's so sad. All right. Good night. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It was really nice to see you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Um, yeah, that's true, Randy. The young ones aren't able to see the big picture yet, so we shouldn't be too hard on them. They get older, they will understand better. That's a really good point. Yeah, that's very, very good point. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Handling election interference. Oh my gosh. I'm signing up to be a poll watcher. So I am I'm yeah, I'm saying I'm signing up to I actually signed up to be a poll watcher for next week. Not realizing that it was the midterms like next week and I'm like, I'm not there, but I'm signing up to do everything I can in my hometown, in my home base, and I'm going to be a poll watcher. So, yeah, everyone needs to do whatever they can to defeat Trump. I'm in a swing state and it's scary. Oh my gosh, it is scary. I mean, has a president ever won all 50 states? A woman can dream, can't she? Somebody tweeted earlier, Biden's going to win all 50 states. That's never going to happen. But has a president? I don't think a president has ever won 50 states. That would be awesome. That would be so awesome. Aw, Sadie girl. All right. All right. Well, I've run out of things to talk about. Um, yes, thank you, thank you. I know it's still unlawful to give water to voters. How stupid is that? I don't understand what the implication is. How can that this and vent and kind of discuss the topics of the day? And I know you all, um, I get a lot of requests, like I said, for as I see it, and I don't know. You guys should, and I mean, what if I did just start shooting these little off the cuff videos for as I see it about my thoughts on things? Is that something you're interested in too? Research ones, but like I said, I just can't. Is it normal procedure? Yes, yes, you like all of that. Didn't know that you can spike water and make everyone who drinks it vote Democrat. That's what they're afraid of, right? Oh my god, they're afraid they're gonna put fairy dust in it and make everybody, trans, drag no, drag queens or trans. I'm sorry, that wasn't mean, was it? It's okay to call was that mean? Call drag queens and trans people fairies? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. If that was offensive, I apologize. Send the water to North Carolina. Oh, you guys need water? It should be legal to give jugs of piss. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the okay, yes, yes. So we all said yes, yes, yes. I'll try. I have a million ideas. As I'm traveling, I'm like, this would be a good as I see it, but I feel like it has to be more polished and more thought out and research and everything. Like I said, but you know what? All right. we'll see how it goes. I'll try to put up more off the cuff comment because I can't spend any more time editing. I just can't. I spend 4 or 5 days a week editing now. I can't do any more editing. But um I'm just so burnt out about spending time in front of the computer. But if I could just shoot something on my phone and load it, okay. Yeah, I think people are. We need you need that water to make people vote blue. Yeah, okay, I get it. I get it, I get it. Opinions matter. All right. All right. Well, I appreciate that. It really means a lot to me that you wanna hear from me. It really does. I mean, it's I'm honored and I'm humbled by that you guys really just are interested in what I have to say and my opinions on things. So, even when I don't have the time to do full on educational research and stuff like that. So thank you. Post if things come up. So um I do spend too much time on Twitter. Oh my god, I know. It's my distraction when I'm supposed to be so when I'm on Twitter too much, I'm procrastinating on working. That's what I do when I'm like I should be working. I should be it's when I should be editing. Where I should be editing. I'm struggling with editing a lot lately today. A lot lately. Really just like I'm so burnt out on spending so many hours editing. And instead of like going for a walk, I go to Twitter. And then I'm like, okay, back to editing. Okay, 5 minutes later, back to Twitter. So thank you, Donna. Thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Put down the phone and walk. Yep. All right, you wanna hear my opinions, I got them. Mwah. Thank you all so much for being here, and, subscribe and just keep an eye, click the notifications so that when I do post stuff here, you know about it, and, congratulations to all of us on a win for America yesterday, and even congratulations to the Trump supporters. I know you don't think it's a win, I know you think it's a huge loss, but trust me, as your fellow American, your sister American, and as someone who has studied this a lot, this was a good thing for America. And with that, good night, and I will see you soon. Thank you all, and thank you for the super chats, and thank you, moderators, Richard, Ralph, and Edie. I appreciate you all very much. Mwah. Good night. Oh, Bubba, thank you for the last minute super chat. You're making it hard to turn it off. You're gonna throw money at me. Thank you, Bubba. I won't see you on X tonight. You probably will. Bye. This was fun. Thank you.